Have you ever dreamed of going somewhere far away, but felt a little scared when the dream finally came true? Hi, I'm Aya. I'm from a small town in Japan, and today I want to tell you about the day I arrived in America. It was the beginning of something big, and I was not ready. Or maybe I was more ready than I thought. When I found out I was going to study in the US, I was so excited that I cried. But then, I was scared. Could I speak enough English? Would they understand me? What if I said something wrong? What if I forgot simple words? So, I made a plan. Every night, I listened to English podcasts. I watched American shows with English subtitles. I practiced speaking in front of a mirror. I even stood in front of my bedroom wall and said, "Hi, I'm Aya. I'm from Japan. Nice to meet you." Again and again. Sometimes I felt silly, but I wanted to be ready. Before I left, I packed my suitcase with care. Too much care. I packed 3 pairs of jeans, 5 hoodies, a lot of socks, snacks from home, photos of my family, and one lucky charm my grandmother gave me. My mom hugged me and said, "You will be okay. And even if you're not, you'll learn." I cried at the airport, but I smiled too. It was my first time flying alone. The airport felt huge. I had to find my gate, speak with airline staff, and sit next to a stranger on the plane. I said, "Excuse me," and the man next to me smiled. "Your English is good," he said. I said, "Thank you. I am practicing." He gave me a thumbs up. That gave me confidence. I watched 2 movies, ate strange airplane food, and tried not to sleep too much. When the plane landed, I looked out the window and whispered, "I'm really here." When I stepped into the airport in America, everything felt louder, bigger, faster. People walked quickly. Signs were everywhere. Announcements in English, very fast English. I followed the signs to immigration. The officer looked at my passport and said, "What's your purpose for visiting?" I froze. But then I remembered. "Student. I'm exchange student." He nodded. "Welcome." And just like that, I was in. I walked out with my suitcase, heart racing. And there they were. A woman holding a small sign, Aya. She had kind eyes and a warm smile. "Hi, I'm Mary, your host mom." I smiled and bowed a little without thinking. She laughed. "That's so sweet." Then she hugged me. It was the first American hug I ever got. Next to her was her daughter, Emma. She was maybe 15 or 16. She said, "Hi, I'm Emma. Welcome." I said, "Hello, I am Aya. I'm from, Japan. Thank you for having me." Then I realized that was wrong grammar. Emma smiled. "You mean, thank you for having me, right?" I blushed. "Yes, sorry. I practice, but still." Mary said, "You're doing great. Don't worry. We're here to help." And just like that, I felt safe. On the way to their house, I looked out the window. Everything was so wide. The roads, the sky, the cars. Mary asked me questions. "What's your favorite food? What do you like to do? Do you get carsick?" I answered slowly. Sometimes I paused. Sometimes I said, "Can you say again?" And they always did. With patience, with smiles. When we arrived, I saw a 2-story house with flowers in front. It wasn't big, but it was cozy. Emma helped me carry my suitcase in. She showed me my room. There was a bed with a pink blanket, a desk, a lamp, a small basket with shampoo and snacks. There was a note on the desk. "Welcome, Aya. We're so happy you're here." I wanted to cry again, but this time, happy tears. That night, Mary made spaghetti. Emma helped set the table. They prayed quickly, then smiled at me. "You can start." I said, "Thank you very much. It looked very delicious." Mary smiled and said, "It looks delicious." I laughed. "Ah, yes, grammar again." They laughed too. "You're doing great," Emma said. "Better than I would in Japanese." After dinner, I took a shower, brushed my teeth, and lay in bed. I looked at the ceiling and thought, this is real. I'm here. I spoke English today. I made 2 small grammar mistakes, but nobody laughed at me. In fact, I laughed with them. I hugged my pillow and smiled. "Good job, Aya," I whispered to myself. Coming to America was my dream, but it was also my fear. I didn't feel brave all the time. I wasn't perfect, but I tried. And people were kind. Kindness makes things easier. Kindness gives courage. That night, I fell asleep in a new bed, in a new country, feeling proud of myself. Not because I did everything right, but because I showed up and tried. Have you ever traveled to a new place? Do you remember your first day? Was it exciting? Was it scary? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And if you enjoyed listening, please follow so we can keep learning together. More stories are coming soon. Thanks for spending time with me. See you next time.